Hello everyone, welcome to Blueprints. I'm sure people have seen this on Discovery Queues and YouTube and everything like that. I got it for myself because I saw one of my favorite YouTubers playing it. Figured we would jump right in. So here we go.
S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly estate at Reddington do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in, and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly. The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S. Sinclair.
So that is what we are getting ourselves into. Welcome everyone to Blueprints. This is one of those roguelike puzzle games, but it's unlike any other roguelike puzzle game you've played in your life thus far. There is us, Simon P. Jones, right there, standing outside of the Mount Holly estate. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. So, we first are in a very nice entrance hall, actually. Let's see what's over here on this table for us. Open only in the event of my death. I guess I'll read these out. That makes sense. Simon, welcome to Mount Holly. You may not remember, but I have fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. By the time you read this, I will assume you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of the bequest. Please do not mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. So basically he's saying we are the one in the family that is the most worthy of the rewards of this challenge. And he thinks that we are the one that will be able to solve it. I don't know why he's trusting a kid, but hey, age does weird things to people. With that said, there are a few ground rules of this commission covered in the fine print of my will that I feel I should bring to your attention. Thank you for doing that, because we can't read the will. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from the outside. Tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off of the estate, and you may not stay overnight. It's a very specific reason for that last one, don't worry. I don't suspect that any of these stipulations should prove an impediment for someone as resourceful as yourself, but it is still very important to me that you start fresh each morning and do not rely on the successes of the previous day. One final word of advice: do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. These grounds have provided me a home for the last half-century, and even I am uncertain of which room lies beyond any particular door. Your grandmother used to say, don't go where the path leads, abandon the path, and go where you want it to lead. With all my love and wishes, best of luck, Herbert S. Sinclair. So he's kind of a mix of a... It's kind of like, it reminds me a bit of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, where every result is going to be different. The Mount Holly Blueprint. This will serve as a useful map and inventory log during your adventure. You may access it by pressing tab. Wow, this is a heck of an interface. Okay, so I'm guessing those are all the rooms on this left side here. Looks like 45, 9 times 5. That's our current room. I'm guessing we'll get an inventory of things. I don't know what this will be, and I don't know what these will be. Day 1, 50 steps. Maybe we get like more currency here. Okay. Let's jump right in, folks. So... Okay. We can get items, we can get steps, or we can get options. I'm gonna go with options. What happens over here? Pretty much the same choice. I'm gonna go with options again. And for this last one, we will do items. I think it's a pretty good spread. So this room closet will give us 2 items. Cool. Works for me. I don't think there's anything else in here we have to worry about. Let's see, the den. There's something on the table. Looks like a diamond or a gem. Anything else in here? No, not really. Okay. So we've got parlor, nook, or lavatory. Let's go and take the lavatory. Try to see if there's anything. Well, I'll come back and look at that later. What about this one? It looks like we need to progress from here, so I'm going to choose this bedroom room. Oh, what's this? A trunk. Let's open it. Let's see what's inside. We got some dice. While drafting, you may use dice to remove full plans. Nice. And then we got a little bit of gold. We've made a total of 4 gold so far in our adventure. Look at that. Okay. Let's go through here. I guess we do parlor. Looks like it's going to be a puzzle. Let's see what the puzzle will be. Wind-up key. Okay, dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine at your estate with the old Hems this past Thursday. If I'm being frank, at least you're not George, it had been quite a while since we had been seen in decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost its charm. I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing our mutual love of games and puzzles, and I had mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game I had played some years back involving 3 boxes of different colors. You had pressed me to write with the particulars of this game when I found the time, and I've included with this letter all the details you will need to share with guests should you be inclined to play this confounded game. There will always be at least 1 box which displays only true statements. There will always be at least 1 box which displays only false statements. Only 1 box has a prize within, the other 2 are always empty. This sounds like a perfect D&D puzzle. Oh, it's a picture of him on the wall. Okay, so 3 trunks. This box is blue. Well, that's true. The gems are in a true box. Okay. This box is black. Okay. So that means that the gems are in a false box, which means the gems are here. There we go. Beginner's luck, I swear. All right, let's see what this will be. So we've got something called a secret passage, a corridor, and a storeroom. Let's see where the secret passage will take us. So it leads to a room of our choice. I guess the colors of each room. Okay. So we've seen purple, we've seen red, we've seen blue, and we've seen the orange. Gold sink, so I'm guessing that means shop. So let's see what the green room will be. Interesting. Okay, let's go courtyard, because that is free. Is that a shovel? I dig that. Easiest, low-hanging fruit, you know? One single coin that I dug up. Excellent. Another single coin. Well, now we have 2 single coins. That makes a duo. Okay. What if we go here? We get the option of storeroom, pantry, or kitchen. I still like the idea of not paying for things yet. So let's do storeroom. We have a trunk in here as well. I don't really want to open that one though. At least not yet. Maybe we can come back to it later. Okay, that's locked. So we'll actually backtrack and we'll come back over to this hallway room. Not so bad for day 1, huh? So let's go to the corner first. And that's going to give us a mail room. A package will be delivered here the day after drafting this room. Let's do that. Simon P. Jones. Oh, it's from our dad. Hey, buddy. Does your father call you buddy? What an intro. How's it going up there in that big house? I think most people would be pretty scared being alone for this length of time, but I have a feeling you're doing just fine. I imagine you're happy as a clam, perfectly content on the estate with the exploration and opportunities for adventure that present themselves each day. As I'm writing this, you're currently in the garage packing the tent. I wanted to try to post this letter before we depart tomorrow so that it is a chance to arrive during your first few days on the estate, but with all the preparations, I'm not sure that I'm going to find the time. There's so much I want to say, and I'm sure I'll forget to tell you Friday night. Sometimes it's easier for me to just jot this stuff down. You're yelling at me right now to bring you a pillowcase. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. I could tell you're really excited, but I think you might feel a little guilty about being so happy the day after the funeral. Believe me, I know how long Uncle Herbert worked on setting this up for you, and I know from our conversations just how much happiness this final project brought him, so do us both a favor. Be excited. Hashtag be excited. The house really is amazing. I know it's been almost 7 years since we were last up there, and I'm really curious to hear just how much you remember from those summer trips. You've always been smarter than me at this kind of thing, so I'm not sure how much guidance or inspiration I can offer before your trip that will actually be useful to you. Despite my best intentions, I'm sure that on Friday I'll end up leaving you with a few of my overused cliche expressions when we say farewell. Well, if you didn't do that, you wouldn't be a dad. Later, alligator. Dad. P.S. Get some sleep each night, and don't spend all your time each day playing Dirigiblocks? What is that? Okay. So, Fen Aries. We've got this little symbol up here. So, Fen Aries must be like the city or like the region? Lore! Exciting. Utility room fuse box. Okay, I feel like this is important. Please return all correspondence and packages. Huh. Interesting. So, as you all can already tell, we're like 15 minutes in. There is a lot going on. In almost every single room in the game, there's something going on. So, it's very exciting to play. Let's see. Where do we want to go here? I think we just go straight. I think that makes sense to do. Just go straight through. And I don't really like any of those options. So we're going to do one of these dice here. Ooh, okay, these work better. Let's go security. Let's see what that's all about. That was dramatic. Blue memo's true, red memo's lies. Good to know. So these cameras all show different rooms. So we've got what looks like a music room, what looks like a library maybe. We've even got what looks like a ballroom or like a showroom or something. So there's a lot of variety in here. Welcome to Mount Holly Security. Okay, keycard system. Okay, we don't have one, so we want to have less doors that require one, I guess. Does that make sense? And then if they go offline, we still want to get through. That makes sense. I'm not sure what the other options do, but I'm sure there's opportunities to find out later. Ooh, these are very good options. Let's do this laboratory. Let's see what's up with that. We got another trunk in here. A lot of trunks for some reason. Alright, what's up, lab? And not the dog lab, the laboratory. Experiments. Okay. Let's do bedroom and then gain an item. I think that's pretty balanced. So it looks like that will last for the rest of the day. So interesting. And it mentioned bedrooms. How many do we have? Oh, just one. Okay, okay. So we have to draft one more and then that starts taking effect. That works. That works. Let's do pantry and get some more gold. Bridget, please pick up some more fruit before Fridays. We have just been informed that we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. I think that's me. 50 steps should be more than enough, so I think an even spread would be ideal. 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. The enclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it in the pantry. If they left a change of 4, how much do you think all that stuff costs? Big questions. Big questions. So I'm tempted to get this guest bedroom here. Yeah, let's do that. Because that will give us some more of these steps. We get car keys. Is Simon old enough to drive? Sinclair, just wanted to write you a quick note thanking you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanson, whose peculiar personality somewhat made up for your own absence. I also got to appreciate the new game in the billiard room. I want to know the new game of the billiard room. It's been ages since I've seen the billiard room in the house. I vehemently suspect you retired the floor plan. Can we retire floor plans? It was well worth the wait, though, as I always enjoy your mathematical puzzles and appreciated that I didn't need to know the rules of darts by variation. Math. Excellent. Well, we're good at math to a certain point. But what is math except for a series of patterns and numbers, as my dad would say? He wouldn't say it exactly like that, but it would be something along those lines. And no, it's not the dad that wrote Later Alligator. Don't worry. It's a different dad. Okay. We've got this chapel room. Whenever you enter the chapel, lose 1 gold. I have 11, so I have some to lose. It keeps me going both directions, and I don't have to use a die. So let me do that. I think that makes sense. So I'm definitely gunning for a dead-end room in this first door. And I don't get it. I actually don't get a dead end at all. Okay. Well, I'll just put the spare room there, I guess. I was going to roll the die to see if I get a dead-end room. But I feel like that's not the best idea. Okay. Let's do the West Wing Hall, just because that keeps me going forward, unfortunately. Oh, this is locked too. Okay. So we're using our 1 key here. And we can either take this dining room for options or get this boudoir and get a random item. I'm going to go options. Okay, what do we got here? Drawing room, and the others are basically dead ends. Does the maid's chamber count as a bedroom? It might. It did. Gave us a key. Sweet. Okay. Now, nursery. Whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5 steps. Okay. Because that'll give me another item. Just give me another key. Give me a die. Okay, I'll take that. Oh, we got a gym here anyway. A book. Looks like it's a kid's book, considering we're in a nursery. The Red Prince by Marion Marigold. There was a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He cannot stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He cannot stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. So he always had a book to turn his eyes down. If he was ever outside when the clowns weren't around. Well, at least he's reading. And do you know which book the prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad. A story he had read in bath and in the bed, and maybe you can guess what the clues that we have said. Is it this book? It's the story of a boy who also wore red, and he looked like our prince from his toes to his head. This is, excuse me. The story he had read... Oh, I went backwards. And as you, my reader, might already assume, this book is quite near you, in fact, in the same room. A story about you, if it needs to be said, about a red prince and his book, the red book we just read. But the game's called Blueprints. Is this going to be like a red versus blue situation? We already had that. That's what feels like already a generation ago. Okay. Back to the maid's chamber. Staff notice, the day we all dreaded has finally arrived. It is with unprecedented sadness that we inform you of the death of our benefactor, employer, and master, the Baron of Mount Holly, H.S. Sinclair. What is his middle name? Any staff who have an interest in attending services may contact Miss Babbage for details. In following the instructions left by the Baron himself, effective immediately, all work at Mount Holly is suspended. All live-in staff will have 1 month paid leave and must vacate the premises by Friday, November 6th. So that means that today is Saturday, November 7th. I'm going to write that down because I feel like that's important. Can I go through here? No, it's going to be locked. Okay. Do I want to continue through here or do I want to go over to the courtyard is the question. I have the steps. Let's go to the courtyard. Am I going the right way? Sort of. I could sacrifice a gold and go through the chapel and save myself. Like 2 steps. I guess I'll do that. I'm just making sure I don't lose my way here. I wonder if there's anything outside. Okay, well that's closed off. Okay. What's up at this fountain? Make a wish. Alright, I'll do that. There's like a path down there and like a platform. And that's barred off? Bared? I don't know. And then a tunnel. Okay. A lot of stuff. I feel like each of those things are going to go somewhere. And then over here. I want to make sure I'm not going to completely run out of steps here as well. We've got... Oh, a tunnel. Well, that's closed off. We've got a gate, which I'm guessing is closed. Looks like a campsite. That must be ours. Because who else could it be? There's another tunnel. What's over here? Oh, it's an orchard. Okay, interesting. Can I get in? No, there's a combination lock. Okay. So there's a lot of different things going on here. Due to the rules set forth in your great uncle's will, you're not allowed to stay in the estate overnight. Luckily, however, your scouting skills have been put to good use to fabricate very respectable off-site sleeping quarters. Okay, so this is where we're going to be sleeping every night. Cool. Love that. Love that for us. Is there anything out here? Like, I feel like there'd be something... What did I find? You dug up a secret floor plan. Would you like to permanently add conservatory to your drafting pool? Yes. What? What? Okay. I love that I said out loud, there's got to be something out here. Because there is, apparently. Yeah, if you haven't gotten this on Steam yet, $30. Best $30 you will ever spend on a game this year. Let me tell you. You can dig up floor plans, apparently. So I think we have to go right? Yes. Okay, so now we're facing this locked door. And oh, wait, we have a shovel. Oh, we already this is where we got the shovel. Ah, doofus. All right, what we got? Okay. I'm guessing the East Wing Hall is just the same as the West Wing Hall. What about kitchen? You know what? Let's do options, because we know that we can't get in on the other side anymore, so let's go for options. Oh, we can get a key! We can get a key! And, oh. We can get a locksmith to buy some keys. Let's do that. So we only have 8 golds. We don't have a lot. Let's just get a key. That way we have a total of 2. So now we can at least continue. You know, we can at least progress. As you continue your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down your notes and observations. A pad, scrap of paper, or perhaps most fittingly a journal will prove to be an invaluable tool you will not regret having beside you on your journey. Okay. I have, like, some stuff in front of me, but I'll grab, like, a notebook probably or something. I at least wrote down the date, the starting date. Okay, locked, of course. Well, I need to redraw because everything goes the wrong way. Everything still goes the wrong way. Do I chance this dark room? I guess so. Well, that's terrifying. Oh, it's got one of these secure doors. Cool. Let's try to get back to the maid's chamber then. I don't know if I'll make it because it's pretty far. But we're going to try. I'm going to be checking this map constantly so I don't take a wrong turn. Got my free steps there. Pretty nice, pretty nice. I regret using the key on the trunk now, too. Because maybe if I didn't, I wouldn't have had to backtrack as much. But we have the key to get us past the maid's chamber, so we can do that. I'll need to cut through the chapel again. Glad I did it the first time. Okay, I think... Yeah, I think we've made it. Okay, good. We've made it. So let's see what we get. We got office, boudoir, and bunk room. All of them do not go where we need to go. I can't even get this one. So redraw. Well, it's obvious what the other two do. One leads you in 4 directions, the other gives you 3 gems. What does the breaker box do? Wait a minute, we saw this in the mail room. Oh, first I can turn this off. Oh, that's helpful. So what do these do? I feel like I'm doing everything I can do here. Oh, maybe this has to be on for it to work. No? Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I got no idea how that works. So... I think that's it, because if I could get back over to where the dark room is, I could draft there, but I also don't have any more keys. Okay. I think that's it for the first day. So that's actually not bad. Thank you all so much for watching. I will definitely be playing more of this as time goes on, because I've really enjoyed it. Hopefully, when you're watching this, it's the week that we are getting back into streaming. So you'll hear and see more announcements about that. Definitely leave a like if you found this entertaining. Comment, subscribe. And I'll see you all later.